In this video, I'm going to explain and show you how to adjust the pin placement on your drapery nail panels that you've received to adjust the length a little bit higher, a little bit short, a little bit longer to accommodate a correction if you need to make that. If you took the measurement accurately or employed one of our expert installers to measure for you, this step should be unnecessary. So hopefully this is a video you won't have to view. You'll need two things to make the adjustments. You're going to need a ruler and a pencil. That's it. Okay, let me just show you what a drapery pin looks like, so when I'm talking about it, you'll know. This is a drapery pin. This pointy end goes into the fabric. This end goes over the ring, over the loop on your ring. So that's how that works. Your drapery's hanging off this way. Okay? So what we're going to do is adjust the placement of these pins. Now it's recommended that you not adjust more than 3/8 of an inch. I'll show on the ruler where that is in case you don't know. This is 1/4 of an inch. This is 1/2 an inch. And 3/8 is the line in the middle between those two. Today I'm going to adjust these pins by only 1/4 of an inch. So when adjusting, if you need to make your panels a little closer to the floor or a little longer, you're going to raise where the pin enters the fabric. If you want them to be a little shorter, you're going to lower the pin placement from the original position. It sounds a little odd, but that's the way it works. So I'm going to do one of each so you can see how that's done. So to raise the drapery panel and 1/4 of an inch more off the floor, I'm going to take my ruler, place it on the fabric, and my pencil, and I'm going to measure down 1/4 of an inch from where the pin enters the fabric. 1/4 of an inch right here with a pencil, mark it. Now you want to remove the pin using the pointy end. Enter where you marked it. Push it through the fabric, and I use my fingers to guide it and make sure that the pin is not showing through on the front of the fabric. You don't want to see the pin stuck through the fabric on the front, so you just want to guide it so that it's going in between the layers all the way up until it's tight against the bottom. And as you can see, it's now riding 1/4 of an inch lower on the fabric, which is going to mean that the drapery will be 1/4 of an inch farther from the floor than it was. Now to lengthen the draperies, you want to raise the pin placement. So I'm going to measure down. Now these pins are always come to you 1.5 inches from the top where the pointy part goes into the fabric. So I'm going to measure down 1/4 of an inch and 1/4, and mark the fabric. Then to double check, I'm going to measure from that point to the bottom of where the pin enters the fabric, and that should be 1/4 of an inch, which it is. I'm going to remove the pin I did before, where I marked it. Put the pointy part in and guiding it so that it doesn't come through on the front. Until it's tied up against the bottom. Now as you can see, the top of this pin comes right to the top of the fabric. Ideally, you don't want to have this showing above the drapery. However, if it shows 1/8 of an inch above, it probably will not be too noticeable. So you might be able to raise this up another 1/8 of an inch. What you would do is you would do each, like if you lowered them, do the whole row all the way across one at a time, measuring down 1/4 of an inch each time. If you're raising the pin placement, you do the same thing, working all the way across the row, raising each one at a time. Then you hang them on your rings, and you're done.